You gotta ask yourself, you gotta start thinking for yourself. Stop playing victim. Think for yourself. Why are they trying to take me out? Because if they take you out, they got the family. If they can get to you, if they can touch you, them women gonna fall in line. Them children gonna fall in line. The elderly gonna fall in line. The weak gonna fall in line. I just need to get to him. In our generation, bro, we so weak, we get to ourselves. They don't even gotta come take us out no more. They just give us a phone. And instead of us going out here and training, instead of us going out here and sharpening our skills and sharpening our knives so we can prepare for war, metaphorically speaking and literally, they give us a phone and we on social media all day. Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? Hey, man, as y'all know, for those who don't know, I've been out here in Arkansas, man. I've been out here, you know, in my hometown. And what raised me, and when I say raised me, what gave me my ethics, what gave me my morals, what gave me my, you know, my respect, what gave me my guidance, what gave me my wisdom, right? Because that's where my grandparents are. That's where my elders are. That's where my family is. And family is very important down here. And I'm saying all that to say because the video that I'm doing today, the wisdom that God put on me to be able to release to y'all today is simple. And I don't want to bore y'all with no long introduction. I don't want to bore y'all with just no regular rambling, no talking. We're going to get straight to it, and this specifically for the men. Listen, I get it. I understand. And I'm going to stay right here in this sun, man. I get it. I understand, right? You lost. You scared. You're confused. You don't know who you are. You don't feel respected. You feel like you're being tolerated. You feel like you're failing. You're lacking a lot of things and you know this. That's why you're angry. That's why you're taking your frustration out on everybody else. Your girls. Or girl. You dig what I'm saying? Your child or children. Your parents. Your grandparents. Your siblings. Your family. The world. I get it. Because you feel like life is whooping you. You feel like life is coming strictly after you and you alone. I get it. Because I feel that same stuff. And let me be clear, this is not no motivational video. I want to be perfectly clear. That's not what I'm on here to do. I'm a person, I shoot straight from the hip. I'm telling you because I was there. I get it. I understand it. You don't know what to do, and so you start trying to compensate for the lack thereof. I get it. You start getting mad at the people who really love you. And see, you always know it's going to be something good when people start calling, right? In the midst of you recording. But we're going to keep it going though. Like, you're trying to compensate for the lack thereof because you know something is lacking. Something is missing. And you. And because you don't know how to be able to figure that out. And because you don't know the steps to even try to figure that out. And because you don't have anybody to be able to guide you to help you figure that out. You only got one thing. You only know one thing. And that's to take your frustration out on something. Or someone. So that female that like you. That one that actually rock with you. That one that actually love you, that's there for you, that's trying to lift you up. You take it as her irritating you. No, my brother, that's not irritating you. Like, she care for you, she prophesying over you. She understand that there's something better in you. You know it, you just can't see it. Right? Your family members that's doing everything they can, that'll give you their last dollar, but you take it and you abuse it. Let's talk about it. You abuse it. You abuse the help. You abuse the assistance. You abuse the love because you're lost. And no matter what they give to you, it's not going to be enough because everything they're trying to do for you and every story that you're telling them, let's talk. Every story that you're telling them to make them want to give you some more bread, or to make them want to let you borrow the car, or to make them want to give you some more gas money, or to convince them to help you with this, or to convince them to let you stay here for this amount of time, or to convince them to do that, or convince them to do that. Yeah, bro, it's not gonna work because those are symptoms. That's not the problem, my brother. That's not the problem. The problem is you are lost as a man. And until you can figure out what you need to be doing and how you need to be operating as a man, all that stuff that they're doing for you, all the stuff that you think that you're lacking, all the things that you think, well, if I had this, then I'd be able to do like this, or if I had that, I could be able to walk in my purpose. No, my brother, won't none of that work. Won't none of that work. All you doing is compensating for a lack thereof. And I'm telling you that because we think too many times that, oh nah, like we out in this world, man, they just trying to bring me down. They just trying to do this to me, or they trying to degrade me on this end, or they trying to make sure that I don't succeed on this end. But they supposed to. Whoever they is. That's the first question. Who is they? Number one. Number one, who is they? Can you even answer that? Who is they? Who is your opposition? Because a lot of us using this because it sounds good, but who really after you? Who really coming together to take you down? Some of y'all just talking, and we're going to acknowledge that too. But for those who not just talking, and for those who really know that y'all really out here, we really out here trying to do things and be great in our lives, but like we keep getting set back, then the question is again, who is trying to take us down? And why are they trying to take us down? And what can we do to try to avoid being attacked? And if we can't avoid being attacked, what can we do to make sure that we avoid losing this fight, losing this war? My brother, they're trying to take you down because don't you know you a king? Like, don't you know you a king? But you don't know that because you don't read that Bible. And again, we just talking right now. I ain't even trying to preach to you. I'm talking with you. You don't know that because you don't read that Bible. Because they done told you in this world and told you in society, they told you that that Bible fake, or that Bible this, or that Bible don't really talk about this, or don't talk about that. Man, listen. One thing that you're going to know is that you can learn from anybody. A wise man can learn from a fool. Again, a wise man can learn from a fool. So even if, I just play with your scenario, right, my brother? Even if the Bible is quote unquote fake, do you mean to tell me ain't no wisdom in there that you can take and utilize in your real life, in your day-to-day life? Like, quit playing. Like, you sound like a fool not taking the wisdom. Okay, your mama ain't perfect. Let's talk about it. But you'll kill for her. Even though we'll still manipulate them same women that we'll kill for. Come on. Your pops, he ain't perfect. But you know you'll call him whenever you need something, whenever you need that protection. Yet, you'll fuss with him and get mad at him when he try to make you stand on business and stand on principles. Let's talk about it. And I'm saying that to say that even if you believe that this Bible is fake, do you not realize how much wisdom and how much game is in that Bible for you to be able to, everything that you're struggling over can be answered. Let me explain it to you. First of all, we got to understand when that Bible was written and what period that Bible was written in, right? And I ain't trying to give you no Bible class. I'm giving you a real life class right now. Because again, obviously, your pops wasn't there to do that for you. Your grandparents weren't there to do that for you. You don't have no mentors and no people that's guiding you and around you to do that for you. So cool, I'm going to do that for you today, right? If you understand when that Bible was written and you understand the stories from the Bible, it was written in the Roman days. What does that mean? That it was kingdom days. It was empires. That's it. It was empires. It wasn't presidents. The government was empires. You had kings, not presidents. And when you have a king, the whole point of what everybody was doing back then was trying to go to other people's countries, dominate, take over their countries, colonize them, and then become king or emperor over that. So every person who was king knew they were going to get attacked. It's simple. They knew they were going to get attacked. I got something that they want, which is more land, more people, more resources, more power. So if I'm a king of my empire, why would somebody not come after me? Why would they not send people to come after me? Why would they not try to catch me slipping? Come on now. Why would they not try to make sure they can team up with other countries to be able to come out and defend me if my army a little bigger? Come on now. They kings. That's the whole goal. To come, take over, and dominate. You ever heard the saying, Rome has fallen? That's because they got took over. That's because the kings got caught slipping. Or kings got too big in their ego. Or kings got too content. Or kings were not properly prepared. And they got caught slipping. Simple. That's how it worked. But watch this. Back then with kings were only born to do one thing and one thing only. To fight for their land. To fight for their women. To fight for the children. To fight for the elderly. To fight for their resources. To fight for their power. To fight for their name. Their reputation. That's it. That's it. They didn't care about nothing else. They were born to fight. They were raised to fight. The right ones. The ones who were not raised, the princes who were born of kings and were not raised to be kings, or the kings died before they can do so. What happened? They tried to come and assassinate that person before he can even get into his adulthood. Why? Because if he mess around and get strong enough to be able to take us out, we might lose our land. We might lose our women. We might lose our children. We might lose our resources. We might lose our power. We might lose our reputation. So of course I'm gonna try to take him out when he a baby. We seen the movie Lion King. We know what they was trying to do to young Simba. Like we seen what you think they just made that up by themselves? We already know Disney steal everything. So you really think they just made that up by themselves? You think they was that smart to make a storyline like that up? Or do you think it came from somewhere? Come on now. So saying I had to get back to the story, back to the topic, back to the message, right? In terms of with you. Yeah, man, like everybody trying to, they coming after me, man, the devil busy. Like, I don't know, it's like every time I take one step forward, I take 3 steps back. Or this person try to knock me down. Or this opportunity try to knock me down. Or the government try to knock me down. They supposed to, my brother. You a king. They supposed to. So then the question is, okay, if I'm a king, then why am I living and moving like a peasant? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you a king, then why are you moving like a peasant? Because you've lost your identity. Because you don't know who you are. Because you don't know whose you are. You don't even know what you're fighting for. You don't even know who you're protecting. You don't have a blueprint. You don't have a structure. You don't have a solid foundation. You lost. You like the example I just gave you. You like that young prince. That dad died, the king died before he was able to get trained. And you out here and you lost. And you don't know who. Yeah, you got your mother and your mother love you, but your mother also know, baby, if your daddy gone, I can't protect you so much longer because these men coming. And these men don't stop for nobody. They coming. And if they get to you, they gonna kill you. It ain't no feeling sorry. It ain't no feeling bad. It's how it works. Because that's what they dad would do. That's what they king would do if they king was still alive. It's how it works, man. It's the game. And regardless of whether you like it, regardless of whether you accept it, regardless of whether you want to acknowledge it, regardless of whether you approve of it, you're playing in it. And either you're going to play or you're going to get played. It's simple. I actually did an audio book on that. I'm going to link that so y'all can check that out. But either you're going to play or you're going to get played. It's simple. And that's why a lot of times what the mothers did once they realized that they king, their husband was killed or was assassinated, they'd send the boy off. If they didn't feel like the boy was prepared, if he was not old enough to be able to take over and he was still legit, they'd send him off because they knew, baby, you gonna die. I hate to, but I'm gonna have to send you down the river because if they catch you, they gonna kill you. I know what they gonna do with me. Meaning as a woman, they knew what they was gonna do with them. They had 2 options. Either I'm gonna fall in line, I'm gonna become a slave, and this gonna become my king, since they just killed mine. Either you gonna become my king, or I'm gonna die. That's it. And even the females was hard back then. Even they was some soldiers back then. You had some of them that said, hey, I'd rather die on my own so it kill me. But then you had some other ones who played a little smarter because they still had family. They still had people they cared for. They still had parents and stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna play the game how the game's supposed to be played. You my king now. And some of them meant that and stayed their whole life like that. And some of them tried to make sure they got in. And then they went ahead and they tried to manipulate the system and try to maneuver through it and pivot through it and see what they can do. I mean, come on now, let's look at Queen Esther. Again, but you don't read your Bible, so you don't realize that Bible really got some game in it for you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say this, because we're going to get into a whole other topic later on. But I'm saying that to say this right here. If they coming after you, that's because they trying to take you out. If they trying to take you out, that's because you're a threat. So then you got to ask yourself, you got to start thinking for yourself. Stop playing victim. Think for yourself. Why are they trying to take me out? Because if they take you out, they got the family. If they can get to you, if they can touch you, them women gonna fall in line. Them children gonna fall in line. The elderly gonna fall in line. The weak gonna fall in line. I just need to get to him. In our generation, bro, we so weak, we get to ourselves. They don't even gotta come take us out no more. They just give us a phone. And instead of us going out here and training, instead of us going out here and sharpening our skills and sharpening our knives so we can prepare for war, metaphorically speaking and literally, they give us a phone and we on social media all day. We trying to get likes all day. We liking women's pictures all day. We sliding in DMs all day. They laughing at us, bro. Yeah, they a joke. You a joke. If that's what you on. We talking right now. Let's be honest, man. You a joke if that's what you on. Because you don't understand who you are. And I get it. So when I'm talking to you again, fuck motivation. Excuse my language. Forget motivation. When I'm talking to you honestly. I understand where you at, but just because you might be slipping right now, you might be asleep right now, don't mean there's not a war still going on. Because that war's still going on. And if they get you, they gonna kill you. Metaphorically speaking, and literally, they gonna kill you. And they take care of you, then they got your family. So now look at your parents. You gonna leave them in the hands of your enemy? Look at your grandparents. You gonna leave them in the hands of your enemy? Look at your children. You gonna leave them in the hands of your enemy? Your sisters, your little brothers, you gonna leave them in the hands of your enemy? Because you got caught slipping? Because you ain't taking this serious? Because you don't know it's a war going on and you think that everybody's just trying to come after you for no reason? Or you not gonna fight back? Man, come on, bro. So then the question, okay, now I know that. Okay, I got you, I hear you. But how do I fight back? What do I do? That's what I've been trying to talk to y'all about, and I've been saying it every video. Every video I've been saying it. It's 6 principles to start with. I'm just gonna say them today. We can break them down again later on, and y'all can go back and watch some of them videos later on. But it's 6 principles. You first gotta know who you are. You a king. Now, it's your decision on how you gonna go down in history as a king. Are you gonna be one of them strong kings, or are you gonna be one of them weak ones? But you a king nonetheless. So you gotta know who you are. Number 1. Number 2, you gotta stay in the presence of God. You gotta keep talking to God. You gotta keep yourself open to God. Because he gonna see the things you can't see. He gonna see your enemy when your enemy trying to plot on you when you can't. He gonna see your enemy when your enemy trying to manipulate the children and manipulate your elders and manipulate your women when you can't. Stay in the presence of God. Number 3, my brother, you gotta work, bro. You gotta have a vision. You gotta know you're a king and what you're trying to do, man. We here to dominate. We here to have dominion. We here to be able to rule this whole earth. That's the only reason we here. We not here to be happy, bro. Get that out your equation. You starting to sound like females. We not here to be happy. That's not what we here for. That's not our principles. We not here to be happy. We here to fight. We here to work. We here to teach. We here to lead. We here to dominate. We here to have dominion. We here to rule. We here to be kings, bro. Heavy is the head who wear the crown. We're not here to be happy. Are we gonna have happy moments? Absolutely. Are we happy if we fulfilling our vision and our mission? Absolutely. But we're not here to be happy. Number 4, but you gotta know how to cultivate. So if you know you're in a war and you know you gotta make sure you're there for your family, then you gotta start cultivating. That means you gotta start upkeeping. You gotta start watering things. You gotta start planting seeds, whether that's in your woman, whether that's in your family, whether that's in your mother, your father, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's in your grandparents, whether it's in your siblings, whether it's in the rest of your crew, the rest of your army, the rest of your soldiers, the rest of your community. You gotta start cultivating, bro. You gotta start planting seeds. You gotta start upkeeping. Number 5, bro, you gotta protect. Again, them same people that we just spoke on. You gotta protect. Only way you can protect is if you know that you're in a war. And now you gotta start sharpening your skills, metaphorically speaking and literally. Are you in the gym? Are you fit? Are you eating the best food that you need to be able to make sure you got the most amount of energy? Are you maximizing your time? Are you maximizing your resources? Are you a good manager of your time? Are you a good manager of your resources? Quit playing like this a game, bro. This is real life. And if they get to you, they got you. And then lastly, you gotta know your word. Because, bro, if you don't know your word, how you supposed to teach? If you don't know your word, how you supposed to teach your woman? How you supposed to prepare her for those people, them snakes who try to come in and manipulate and take over so they can be able to get your kingdom? How you supposed to teach your children from them snakes that try to come in and manipulate and then be able to get in and be able to get into the minds of the youth, whether it's through music, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's through all these toxic podcasts, get into the mind of your children, and then they got your children because they're trying to get to you. If I get his children, I got him. If I get his woman, I got him. So you got to know how to teach. The only way you can know how to teach is if you know the word, because it's your responsibility. If God gave us this dominion, if God gave us his responsibility, that means it's your responsibility to be able to take what he gave us and be able to give it to our community, give it to our families, give it to our immediate families, give it to our women, give it to our children. But we got to know it first. So again, for this one video, all I'm telling you, bro, if they coming out there, yeah, they supposed to. They supposed to. So my question for you is, now that you know that, what are you going to do? You going to sit back and you going to fold? or you gonna fight? Because regardless, you a king. The only question I got for you is, how are you going down in history? That's it. So with that being said, man, hey, I always love. It's been yours truly, John Trey, and we out. Gone.